Hey, what's up everyone? I wanted to put together a video today. Maybe this resonates with you, maybe it doesn't. There's a little more context, so I think it's more appropriate than a short form clip, although I may condense it down into that at some point. But let me first just start by saying, I know someone had commented on one of my short clips earlier that said that I had great content, but he was wondering why I didn't have a larger audience. Well, I just wanted to start for context by letting people know this has been like a YouTube I think I created for, I don't even remember the reason, maybe for another piece of content internally for my painting business, and I had an unlisted link and I was trying to create a standard operating procedure, or basically record some videos on how-tos or things to expect with the company, and I would send that link out to people that were supposed to be on the team. As of right now, I'm pretty much a solo operator with like one part-time helper, so it's nothing crazy, and I've tried to scale my business and I've had some people kind of come and go. A lot of people probably didn't work out, but the reason that, this is not my painting business YouTube channel, and I don't even have one for my painting business. I utilize social media such as Instagram or Facebook. And what I'm trying to do, and the intention behind that, is tagging towns or cities that I service or that I plan to service or I want to get into. If there's a gated community, a high income earning area, some of the content that I've researched online, YouTube's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of information that's completely free. And by no means am I an expert. I'm just hoping that if I've tried something that may help somebody or has helped me and can help you, then I want to share that. But I'm just an average dude that's learning as I go as well. But one of the things that sorry, this truck's kind of loud, but one of the things that I've found, and it could be a coincidence, I've been paying a company to manage my website. They do like SEO services, which stands for search engine optimization. So what I did when I started my painting business is I realized I was trying to advertise off just a Facebook page because they're easy to start, right? But when you think of who your ideal target market is, if they're boomers, right? A lot of boomers are not going to be, or older retired people or high income people are not going to be wasting their time on Facebook. Maybe they will. It's to keep in touch with old family and friends, but they're not on there searching for a painting company unless you have your marketing set up in a way that it's very effective and it's like in their face, like, hey, we're a painting company. Oh, by the way, that's right, I need a painting company. And then they reach out and may redirect them to their website. So if you're scaling your business and you're just trying to plaster ads to get eyeballs on your business, then maybe that's an effective way. But being a smaller company, I started out pretty much as a one-man army, and I have some seasonal help. I have some people that kind of come and go. Most don't work out. I could work on that. I could invest more into growing a team, an effective team, and getting a head person that I can rely on, paying them well, and really investing into ad spend. But a lot of my work has been word of mouth. I've grown organically with very minimal advertising dollars invested into my company. And what I realized, the revelation I had was, hey, when people search for a local painting company, one of the largest painting companies that services residential painting clients in our area is number one on Google when I search for painters in my area. And now the reason for that is they're probably paying a company, an SEO service, like $20,000 plus a month, or some ridiculous. At a minimum, it's going to be a few $1,000s to say, we want to be ranked the highest. Now, if you don't want to pay for that, you can either A, understand how search engine optimization or SEO works, and you can organically grassroots hack this. One of the best ways you can do that is every time you service a client, first create a Google profile. And by creating a Google profile for your business, that's what happens when they search for a local painter. Even if you have like no Google reviews, you're going to come up if you're a legitimate business account on Google. And the more active you are on that account, in other words, as an owner, the more photos you add on that website, or the more people that you provide a service for, if you do good work, you send them that link and say, hey, it would mean the world if you could leave me a positive review. If you do that, then naturally your painting company is going to rank higher. So this could be a coincidence, but just Google alone, I get a lot of people that when I ask them, hey, how did you find me? A lot of people just say, hey, I stumbled across your website, or I just did a Google search for a local painter in the area and you were one of the top. So I'm very intentional about asking people for Google reviews, and now I'm at the point, I've been in business for 5 years. I started putting more of an emphasis on my Google profile page, and I do have a website where I pay a company called Town Square Interactive. I pay them. They reached out to me in the wintertime doing a promotion, and I've been paying $150 a month for a few years now, and they'll send me a data report at the end of, maybe quarterly, that says this is how many people have visited your website. Now they have a premium service where I could hire another company that does a better job and probably ranks me higher. But if you're not scaling your business, you just need to make sure that you have consistent leads coming in. And theoretically, the more leads you have coming in, if you're getting plastered with leads and you can't keep up with it and you're booked out, then you can raise your prices, right? Because you can afford to lose 3 bids out of those 4 or 5 if you know that the 4th or 5th one that you win is going to give you a good profit margin. So I always encourage people that are starting out as a solo operator, always ask people for Google reviews. There was another company that was similar to my name, and they've been in business for a few years in our area, and just recently I surpassed them by 3 or 4 5-star Google reviews. I think I have like 27, 30 or so, and ironically, as soon as I surpassed them, just by a few 5-star Google reviews, I started getting more calls, more direct leads. I have a form on my website where people can visit it and they can fill out their forms, because what I found, even as a solo operator, our time is stretched very thin, right? If I'm up on the ladder, I'm doing the manual labor. When I'm driving to the paint store right now, I'm not getting paid for this time, right? If you're a solo operator. And if you have one helper, okay, they're keeping things moving, but most likely they're not as effective as you unless you're hiring an all-star and you're paying them a premium, and there's some incentive for them to get these jobs done quicker than it would be for you as a business owner to collect more profit, whatever that reason may be. So at the end of the day, I'm thinking anything I can do to systemize my business will save me time, and if I'm saved time, it gives me more time to just enjoy my life or work on the business and make money. One of those things is MileIQ. It auto tracks my mileage. I said this in another video. I'm not getting paid by them. I'm not endorsed by them or anything like that. There's no affiliate link where I make money off it. I'm just telling you to check out the app because I pay $4 to $5 a month, and by doing that, it auto tracks all my mileage. And then at the end of the year, when I file my taxes, I can just have a PDF that pops out. Here's all your mileage that was auto tracked when you get in your car or your truck, and I don't even have to have the app open. So that's one thing that saves me time. The other thing that saves me time is creating a form on my website where when people fill out go to my website and they want a quote, they can fill out a form which auto-populates or prompts them to give me their email, their address. They can even attach photos of what they want done. If I'm looking at a deck stain or even a house, a full exterior, if I have the Zillow listing and the pictures in that Zillow are pretty accurate representation of what's the actual job site, why would I waste my time driving an hour out to the job, talking to the homeowner, maybe potentially wasting time away from my kids and family, stealing time from them? Or I could, if I'm not spending time with my family or doing what I want to do in life, then I'd actually be making money. So some people are old school and they want you to meet up in person, but with experience, you can learn little things that can be red flags on someone that's going to price you out, right? And so anything that I can do, if I'm like, okay, this guy is giving me like keywords such as, we're wondering if you'd like the opportunity to bid on our project, or we're collecting numerous bids, or we have an insurance thing and they told us we need all these bids. Okay, unless you're slow, man, if you're booked out, give them a virtual bid. And if there's no rapport that you can build on the phone call with them, then the best thing you can do is provide value by saying, hey, schedule-wise, I can jump on yours in the next week or two. And that might be enough for them to hire you. Okay, outside of that, if you want to get value, you're going to have to be really cheap on price. But nobody wants to be the cheapest bidder, because if you're the cheapest bidder, then you're working harder for less money, right? If you value your time, you want to make the most profit possible, and there's going to be things that go wrong in your business where you're going to wish that you charged a couple $100 more or a couple thousand more on a larger project, okay? Now, there's a time and place for reducing your pricing if you need to fill schedule. It's another short clip I made on that. And I'm saying this all from personal experience. I'm not a mega millionaire, okay? I don't run a massive multi-million-dollar business. I'm just saying every year I get a little more effective, I learn more hard lessons, and I make more money and become more profitable for every job, every month, every season, every year. And that should be your goal. And eventually you'll be working not as hard for more money, right? Or if you want to work twice as hard, you make double your money, theoretically. So the reason I'm putting this video together, these are some of the things and why I put this channel together, is I'm just trying to share. If anything, Alex Hormozi had stated this at one point, where if nobody watches my content, at the very least I'm recording what was on my mind at that point in my life. What I was doing, what I was learning, and if anything, where my headspace was, so that in 10 years when I look back, I'm like, oh, that's what I was focused on. Or this was my perception of business or people back then, and maybe it's changed. Now, if that resonates with people and they want to follow, and maybe they're getting value out, or they, in some way we're similar in terms of our life path, then feel free to subscribe. You don't have to, but hopefully, if anything, it's helping somebody else out. So that's where my headspace is at, and I just wanted to share that for today. There's another point that I wanted to bring up for another video, and I'll do that in another day or two, maybe when it's more quiet, I'm not driving in this loud truck, and that's going to be on profit margins. There has been a trend I found in profit margins where I have certain jobs, certain sized jobs, or certain things that I am more effective at, that it's easier for me to sell. I can make a higher profit margin and my conversion rate is higher. So why would I not want to put more effort into that as a business? And I'm going to make another video on that. This is especially, I think, predominant and will apply to smaller solo operators versus larger companies. If you're a larger company, you're about sales, large projects, and throughput. But as a smaller company, you want to find what are the jobs that are not going to physically, as a tradesperson or a service business, are not going to physically drain me as much or put me as much in risk with physical harm, right? And what I can get through fastest and I enjoy most, and that will pay me the most for my time. When you look at those things and you combine all those elements, they should narrow down to maybe one or two things that you do as a business owner in your niche or in your service that you offer that you really enjoy doing, right? And if you can find that, then you want to put more effort into advertising and finding the clients that will pay you for it. So I'm going to make another video on that in a day or two when I have better quality and I'm parked, so it's not very loud in the truck. I apologize if it's hard to hear, but these are just a few tidbits of information that I wanted to share, and hopefully it helps. Have a great day, guys. Take it easy.